The ATO is planning and managing transformation.
This isn't going to happen overnight.
Our facilities and workforce will change.
Next Gen is just exciting.
Our future is Next Gen.
What they trained on today is not what they're going to be using tomorrow.
The Spirit of Performance video series is designed to help you begin a dialogue about how the ATO is changing. This edition will focus on the ATO's evolution as it plans for the future and next-gen technologies. Change is a constant. It's all around us. The FAA's Air Traffic Organization is no exception. We are changing. And you, the ATO workforce, must adapt. From thousands of new hires to new air traffic flow procedures to Next Gen, the ATO will experience massive changes in the years ahead. As an organization, we will need to focus on many areas, like improving customer service. We must embrace and enable next-gen technologies. And we must plan for facilities and workforce changes. Let's talk about how we are preparing for this.
We actually broke the organization into its component parts so that we could understand cost and put focus, in those functional areas. Did we make mistakes? You betcha. I think we could fixate on those, or we could really start looking, with our eyes forward as far as, okay, what can we learn and what can we apply into the future? Because, as we've said before, the world's not sitting still, and there's a lot of work to do. In the future, I see fewer facilities. I see a lot more automation, enabling technology. We may not see en route in the future. We may not see terminal. It may be just the places where we deliver superior air traffic services. I also see a move to give with the customers what they really want, and that is they want to get in their aircraft and they want to depart on time. They want to arrive on time to their destination.
Part of planning for the future is planning for new technology. Our way to the future is outlined in the Next Generation Airspace Plan called Next Gen.
Like so many of you, flying has been my life, my vocation, and you can even say avocation. And what a great place to be is here at the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. Let's take a look at how a lot of this started by going upstairs and looking at the Ford Trimotor. We're here to talk about the prospect of Next Gen, and behind me with the Ford Trimotor. That airplane was built in 1928, and back in the 20s and 30s, pilots would get in the airplane, load their passengers, load the cargo, and get up and fly. They'd fly nonstop to their destination, not talking to anybody, the route they wanted to fly, the altitude they wanted to fly, and the speed they wanted to fly. Now, there isn't any airline CEO, any private pilot, or any airline pilot who wouldn't want to do the same thing. That's what we're trying to do with Next Gen. What we're trying to do is to create that experience back when there was no traffic in today's world to the maximum extent possible where there is a lot of traffic. We've come a long way from the Ford Trimotor to this modern jet engine behind me. Well, fasten your seatbelts because the rate of change is about to pick up. We have new technology coming forward, one of which is called SWIM, System-Wide Information Management, so that there's complete transparency of what's happening with every flight, gate to gate, airport to airport, shared by the FAA, the user, the airlines, and perhaps even the customer. This will allow us to better use traffic flow management techniques to optimize our ability to move traffic through the system. We're actually playing in SWIM a little bit, by the use of ASDX technology. As you may know, we're putting ASDX at various airports to actually improve runway safety. But what we're finding out is that amount of information of the actual aircraft movement on the airport surface is adding our ability to make better traffic management decisions because we have full visibility as to what airplanes are where on the surface. So the safety technology is actually creating some footsteps for us into swim. Lastly, the changeover from a radar-based system where you have ground radars determining where the aircraft is to ADS-B, where the aircraft will use GPS signals to transmit its position precisely to the ground stations, is probably the most revolutionary technology that will be evolving over the next 10 years. If there's anything we know, aviation is an incredibly intense human enterprise. And as such, each one of you have a role to play in the modernization of the airspace system. This year we're averaging 55,000 flights a day, and we just closed the year marking the safest period ever in commercial air transportation. This was not an accident. This occurred by the collective work of all of you at FAA working collaboratively with industry to create this system. And it's up to us to modernize the system as well. The people behind us who ride on the aircraft and who fly the airplanes and work in the system are relying on us, FAA employees, as civil servants to enable and facilitate this growth and modernization. It's our duty, and I look forward to working with you in making that happen.
Next Gen is exciting. It is very exciting. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for employees to really get involved on the ground floor of changing aviation. Next Gen is a transformation of the way we manage aircraft. That means changing the way we manage them on the surface, changing the way we manage arrivals and departures, and we're doing this to accommodate the projected growth in the system.
But it's not just about planning for technology change. It's also about our workforce and the changes coming to you.
So while the jobs may change, it's very likely that we're going to have approximate the same workforce that we have today. It may be in different places. Like I said before, it may be getting away from the nomenclature of I'm an en route controller or I'm a terminal controller. But at the same time, we are heavily dependent on people, and I see that to be a constant for some time to come.
One of my most passionate goals is to try to reset the atmosphere between labor and management here within FAA. There's been many years of history that put us in this position. It's probably going to take us a few years to rebuild our way out of it. One of the real opportunities we have, though, is we're going to be replacing almost all of our controller workforce and many FAA people in general over the next 10 years. It would be a tragedy and a management failure, in my opinion, if we just take those new employees and replicate the environment that we currently have.
The changes that are coming are a great opportunity for you.
I'm very, very excited about the new people coming on board. I'm very excited about the opportunity to develop those people.
I think every facility in the nation is encountering a high rate of turnover right now. We have people who are retiring, coming to the end of their careers. We appreciate what they've done for the agency and the fact that they are engaged in training the new people. But the new people who are coming on need to be ready for the fact that what they trained on today is not what they're going to be using tomorrow.
Well, to be honest with you, there's Next Gen is having an impact on my organization, Tech Ops. There's a lot of fear out there that Next Gen is just a way to contract us out. Really, it's a challenge, and there's not many times in an organization where you have that opportunity to make your future. And in Tech Ops, in fact, all the ATO, we have that opportunity to make our future.
So let's stop and discuss this for a few minutes. How can you prepare for the changes you've just heard about? How can you prepare for organizational and technological advancements?